What it is, what it do, how the hell are all of you? With yours truly, Petrov, welcome back with another mother lover. You already know the deal. Grab your smoke, grab your drink, lock it with your boy, because we back with another one. In this one, we're going to be going over the ideology, not the group, AnQueeeFa. How many of you guys heard that dumbass saying before? I have so many times. And, you know, when you live in Minnesota, you are going to run across people that really do back that Antifa ideology. And when you think you've seen it all, they just do some other crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, a good example for myself is in Minneapolis, when the George Floyd riots were happening. You had so many people on East Lake Street, it was closed down. And in my 30 years of life, that street never been closed for much of anything at all, you know? And when you went to the Target parking lot after it had already been looted, destroyed, and there was water from the sprinklers coming out of the front door, you looked over into the parking lot and there was this little makeshift tent with a bunch of shit in it. Snacks, foods, this, that, the other. Masks. And then you start looking around and you start to notice, hold up. These aren't just normal cats. You know, they got little, like, medic crosses and shit on them, like they playing a war game. And I was like, hold up. I'm looking around, and mind you, I'm a motherfucking conservative, and I ain't afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say shit. And I had a couple people with me that probably lean more moderately than they do liberally or conservatively, but that's really nonetheless. I had them with me, and I'm talking kind of loud, you know what I mean? And we're outside. There's a bunch of people all around. They're talking, yelling, hooting, hollering, burning shit, looting, doing their thing. Fuck the police. You got the police riding and shit behind you with a whole squad of motherfuckers that is just throwing shit at them. And I'm thinking, and I'm talking about that loud. That was my point. I get a couple looks here and there, and I'm like, yo, this shit's Antifa, bro. All the things I ever heard, seen on TV, seen even in my own city, on the internet, this, that, the other. This is an Antifa medic station. These motherfuckers got shields, got helmets. Think that they're really doing some motherfucking good. They not. And to see that, I was like, hold up. That's fucked up. You got dumbasses getting maced, whatever, running over here, getting their eyes all fixed up, running right back into that shit. And what did it solve? Half of Minneapolis burned down. So that's why when I hear people say, it's not a group, it's an ideology, I kind of want to slap them. Because to push such bullshit is amazing. To believe such bullshit is even more amazing. And to think that I'm going to buy that shit from you is stupid. Because if you have any common sense, you know full fucking well that Antifa's not an ideology. That's a motherfucking movement. But let's jump into the TikTok right rip. Because it's kind of funny. It's naive. It's stupid. And you can tell there's just so much wrong with it. But we got a lot of little Antifa things to go over during this episode. That's why I said, lock in with your boy. Now, you get that favorite pipe going. You get that favorite drink going. Get your favorite soda cracked. Put your feet up. And lock in with your boy. Because it's about to be a wild one. So here we are.
Antifa isn't a group, dude. Yes, it is. Trump designated it as a terrorist organization. Then how come not a single member of Antifa has ever been arrested? ONU and CIA both said it's not a group.
And I stopped that on accident, but my bad. That fucking marijuana, man, kicking my ass. I gotta put the motherfucking cartridges down during these motherfucking episodes. I might not be able to. Anyways, you hear a lot of people blame Trump. I guess you can. But to say that no Antifa members have ever been arrested is a bold-faced motherfucking lie. Now, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. All you gotta do is go into Google, type in Antifa mugshots, images, bada bing, bada boom. Now, I'm gonna zoom in on a little cat right here. Oop, there he goes, right here. This motherfucker right here. That is a leader of Rose City Antifa in Portland. Pretty sure he got some questionable charges under his name too. Might want to look it up. Pretty sure his name is Luis. And you can find him in pretty much any Antifa video shot by Bob. No, what is his name? Brandon Farley and Elijah Schaefer. They don't have the same shows. Brandon Farley was a homeless dude in Oregon, in Portland, running the streets, watching Antifa blossom to what the fuck it is, and he's always been a activist, I guess, against them. And then you got Elijah Schaefer going to the muck of every motherfucking Antifa state, becoming numero uno hated, you know what I mean? So, that being said, this cat clown looking motherfucker right here, bro. Pretty sure when the riots in Minneapolis happened, pretty sure his ass was here too. Pretty sure. I mean, I know Nick Cannon showed up to act like he was gonna, just to show his face type shit, but it is what it is. Now, anyways, I wanted to zoom in because when you say that no Antifa has ever been arrested, again, bold-faced lie. And you may hate the Proud Boys and hate what the Proud Boys stand for, but at least the Proud Boys don't cower and act like a bunch of bitches and try to lie. Now, myself personally, what did the world think was going to happen when it comes down to Antifa and the Proud Boys? What did you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? Did you think Antifa was going to be able to run the streets with no group forming and go in against them? Did Antifa really think they were going to be able to run roughshod on every Democratic stronghold in the United States? Come on now. You played yourself. And then you got motherfuckers like Homeboy on TikTok playing himself, looking real stupid. Now, he may not think he looks stupid, but anyone that knows that Antifa members have been arrested, that Antifa is an organization, that Antifa does have a hierarchy, if you really don't want to buy that and believe that, you probably try to sell people the Brooklyn Bridge. You probably try to sell people sand when they're at the beach. You know what I mean? You're stupid. And you believe outright lies. And there is no way to make that better. You know what I mean? There is no way to make that kind of nativity, that kind of being naive, that kind of idiocracy. You know what I mean? Like, you are really on some dumb shit if you're going to try to say that it's only an organization because Trump made it one. No, Antifa was running the streets, terrorizing most of his motherfucking rallies every chance they got. They kind of earned their name. And not to mention the Chaz, the Chop, then that house that was in Oregon that the bank foreclosed on, and then Antifa made the whole fucking block their motherfucking news Chaz Chop. Then you got the ICE facility that an Antifa member tried to blow up or throw Molotov cocktails off out in Washington. Yeah, see, there's so many stories. It's kind of like, you motherfuckers is blind or stupid. Now, I'm sorry that Jerry Nadler hyped you up on Flecka's Talks when he was like, Antifa's not a group. Yeah. Come on now. Just because you got an old cat and an old left-wing politician to back you doesn't mean shit. Now, that being said, let's run back to the video. And I know a lot of people might be like, man, just play the video, you got a lot to say. You know, let's just stop talking. And if you don't like that I talk, get the fuck up off my page. I really give a fuck less. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not here to make you singly happy. I'm here to talk my shit because that's what I want to do. Now, that being said, I say it like that because this to me, man, is something I've been fighting with people about since its inception. the new Antifa inception. I'm not talking about when they was in world wars and shit like these assholes try to claim. These assholes try to make it sound like they fucking fighting Nazis and shit, when most of these cats had never seen a motherfucking Nazi to begin with outside of a history book. They had never met nobody in the KKK, and the most racist person they probably know is their mom, dad, or grandpa. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Or they Uncle Lenny. You know what I mean? But it's funny to me that the caption's right there, you know what I mean? Trump's own appointed head of the FBI and CIA both said it's not a group, it's an organization. It's not an organization, but an ideology. Now, I think if you go to actually look at the context of what they said, that's not what they said or how they said it. That's how he or someone that told him interpreted it. Because if the Proud Boys are a group, so is Antifa. If Antifa is an ideology, so is being a Crip or a Blood. Like, I mean, let's be real serious here. They have a fucking flag that they fly, but it's an ideology. You know, it's crazy to me that people push that bullshit.
Not a group, not an organization, but an ideology. And that ideology is dangerous. And
that's where I had to stop that again. Yep, I pull it up. Oh, shit. My bad. I pulled it up like that because that's how I was going to, you know, spit it to begin with. My bad. But let's run it. It don't matter really. He's not talking yet. But it is the list of people. Look at those people, bro.
World War.
And then that right there, Antifa means anti-fascist. We literally fought a world war to end fascism. Yes, we did. But that doesn't mean that fascism doesn't try to make a fucking comeback. And it has. Wildly under the progressives. Wildly. And they love to say, man, I'll punch a Nazi. But like I said, they've probably never seen one. You know what I mean? Like, you would have to be really ballsy. Like, ballsy. To not actually... I mean, if you... Because there's ballsy-ass people, man. I know there is. But you would have to be somewhat, like, stupid to walk around in 2021 preaching you a fucking Nazi outside of what you would deem your comfort zone. You know what I mean? That's why you don't see motherfuckers running around in New York and shit with Nazi flags, this, that, the other, because they probably get beat the fuck down because of those liberals in those places. And not to mention, no one likes Nazis. The fuck? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, does Antifa really think that Trump supporters and conservatives like Nazis? Like, if that's really what they think, they gotta put the crack pipe down. No one likes them motherfuckers. That was a war that both parties could come together for, all parties could come together for, and say, we gotta fuck this shit up. Now, maybe not that anarcho-communist type shit, but, you know, the parties that actually, you know, don't want to stand in a breadline. But I'm going to keep it a bug all day. To think that Antifa thinks one side is the Nazis and they're not, and that they're somehow shutting down fascism, is fucking wild and crazy. Especially when you see the skirmishes between Antifa and the Proud Boys. Antifa's not putting nobody down. Antifa ain't doing shit. Antifa did do one thing. And that's when the Proud Boys beat the shit out of them. I think it was in either New Jersey or New York. And the Antifa members got mollywopped. And then Proud Boys went to prison. Proud Boys were honest with the police, and Antifa wasn't. Antifa didn't talk, didn't acknowledge shit. Now, maybe the Proud Boys could have took a page from that book and been like, yo, don't say nothing to them again, because we don't need to be going to prison. But other than like that one incident where Antifa was like, we're going to shut the fuck up, they still get their asses whooped all the motherfucking time. There's plenty of videos. There's a video of there's a video of a cat trying to swing on a Proud Boy or somebody at a Trump rally or something. Homeboy catches the fist and he looks so motherfucking defeated. This Antifa member was going to fucking blindside the dude. You wasn't even trying to square up mano-y-mano. That's some real pussy shit. You know what I mean? And how is that respectable? How could you want to rock with a motherfucker that does such pussy shit? That's my opinion, fam. Let's let him talk.
Fascism. We. Are you a member of AnQueeFa?
And see, I think I re-recorded again.
Just because it's not a political...
And then, oh yeah, right here.
They agree with. That sort of thing is not okay.
This guy is another
We all have
cat,
the right
man.
to express our political beliefs,
the sign, tries to make it a little funny, like, yo, somebody damaged a sign. You're not supposed to damage someone's signs, you know, just because you don't agree with their ideologies, their political beliefs. And then he holds up the other half of the sign. But it amazes me at how many of these people literally self-incriminate themselves destroying private property. Now, it may not be a very lengthy crime. You may not even spend a night in jail for it. But it's still a crime nonetheless. And this self-snitching shit is more evident all the time. I can pull up like 50 videos of people destroying property, Trump signs, that aren't theirs. Destroying Trump flags, that aren't theirs. And then they get mad when people, you know, put the electric fencing around the sign and they get fucking shocked. It ain't your fucking sign to touch, but yet you want to touch it. And see, in Minnesota, I've seen some creative motherfuckers put them shits high up in trees, bolt the, it wasn't a bolt, but it was like I'd say like a fucking 5 or 6 foot spike straight into the ground and put basically like a chain to it, and they couldn't take it. It was funny as shit. There's really creative ways to make so people can't fuck with your stuff. But liberals think because it offends them and makes them mad that they can just get rid of it. That's really what they think, and it's baffling to me.
This sort of vandalism is not okay. I didn't recognize the guy, but I saw him go that way.
And here, this is Antifa right here. I got to see Antifa piss their pants today. And so one of the reasons I say they ain't winning shit. You ain't winning no fights. Only time Antifa ever wins is when it's 20 on motherfucking 1. They don't even win when it's 6 on 1. Because the motherfuckers is malnourished or overweight. There's no happy medium. That's another thing, man. Antifa shows up to these rallies that they know they're gonna go in and they're gonna start some shit at. Like a good example, a real good example is when Steven Crowder went to do that show in I think it was like in Austin, Texas. I don't know all of his, you know, to change my minds, but a little cat ran up and like he was a fucking ski mask on, a little bulletproof vest with a big ass boom box, and you know. He talking all kinds of shit, but he don't actually want to sit down and converse on nothing. He don't want to sit down and actually chop up ideas, because this motherfucker probably can't form one. Especially because what he was trying to preach is that Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't acting in self-defense, when we can clearly all see that the homeboy was. But that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is Antifa members showing up to rallies, showing up to gatherings, events, whatever it is, with the sole intention to disrupt, to annoy, and to be nothing but an irritating fly on the motherfucking wall. And you have the right to do all that shit. But I also think the social consequences that you may receive are also duly okay to happen. I'm sorry if you get stomped the fuck out. Not. Especially like when you go, I'm telling you, go look at Elijah Schaffer video when the Trump rally happened in Minneapolis. There's a native cat with I think it's a Tom Brady's jersey if I remember correctly. And this dude's walking down the street. They be arguing and shit with him, rah, rah, rah. Somebody's telling him he's not native, he's a piece of shit, da, da, da. And then out of nowhere, dude gets cold cocked blindsided. How the fuck? How is that? What do you... That's the only time these cats can win or even try to fight. And then they try to say, again, that they're not an ideology. Or go listen to Dan Bongino when they was doing, like 6-7 months ago at one of like Trump's last things, right? They was talking about raping his wife and shit. Like, y'all fucked up for that, man. At like what point do people stop trying to preach, oh, it's a peaceful little group? You know what I mean? That's some bullshit. rally that I mean, they had bikers for Trump. They didn't have bikers for Biden. And if they did, they was probably on scooters or mopeds. Let's keep it a buck. Why would you show up to that shit intentionally? You think the motherfucker's gonna be easy on you? You think the motherfucker's corporate? Like, what do you think, dog? And then guaranteed that this cat made it sound like he got his ass mollywobbed, beat by 100 motherfucking people, and the cops didn't do nothing. Cops didn't help me, and they was watching. But he's the same fat motherfucker that's gonna walk down the street screaming ACAB and shit. But he ain't got no balls enough to actually want to square up with nobody. Put my hands up and get pulled back looking ass. Because that's what it is. That's what these cats is about. So when I see a chuckle-headed motherfucker on TikTok saying it's an ideology, of course I'm gonna say some weird ass shit about him. Fuck you mean, dog? You a chump, you a bitch, you a beta. And that's okay, you can be all that. That's why Antifa recruits y'all. Because the alpha groups don't want you. Last motherfucking getting picked for dodgeball looking ass.
Get your ass out of here!
Don't bring this shit to our town.
Right there, watch that shit. Look at that. And that boy got so motherfucking mad. Another beta male trying to sue him. Got cocked. Like, that shit's wild to me, fam. Just wild. And then this right here. When you think about that, man, you could be standing at a protest. And now, I don't know the context of the video, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. I don't know if dude was actually exchanging words with the cat or not. I think they might have. But to still try to blindside is just some hoe shit. Like, if you know you can't square up one-on-one, you might not want to square up. And I don't think they think about that. I think they bring their LARPing equipment, their shield, their forearm sword, their piss in a bottle, their ice cream shakes, whatever the fuck it is. And they really think that they're doing the Lord's work, or whatever they believe in's work, to oppress an opinion that they don't like. But yet they scream that they're anti-fascist. What kind of crack is half the motherfucking people that believe in this shit smoking? What kind of strain of pot you got? You probably shouldn't even be smoking pot. Stick to your crack. Let natural selection take its course, baby. Like, what if you really push that shit, how dumb are you?
6 feet.
You actually got within 6 feet of me.
Bro. Right here, this John Doyle. He asked to see the girl sign. This white knight comes up out of nowhere, and then they got another white knight in the background. You know, he asked to see the sign. She comes and says, "Don't tell him." We've seen this time and time again with Fleckus Talks, with Elijah Schaefer, with so many different cats that really go out and be in the trenches and doing this shit. You see it, and then you see someone that's like, "You walked up to me 6 feet. You need 6 feet, bitch. You walked up to me. You give me 6 feet. And fuck your mask. I don't need to wear one. We outside. And even if I was inside, I'm not fucking wearing one. And the one I'm gonna wear is gonna piss you off. So it's a win-win for me, baby. What you got? And John Doyle stands his motherfucking ground, bro. Stands his motherfucking ground. And that's what makes them mad the most. Because not only does he stand his ground, but he does it with a motherfucking smile on his face while still making them mad. And they can't beat that, they can't top that, and they know that.
Wearing a mask?
So why are you within 6 feet of me?
Boom.
You walked closer to her.
Yeah, see, the guy said he walked closer when that did not happen. The video shows that did not happen. But again, white knights, simps, allies, they all the motherfucking same. They only come out when they think that they can probably be in the right side of whatever argument you have. They don't believe in the actual argument. They just think that if they side with you, they might win the argument and you might like them. I know. Real pain in the dick. But it is what it is.
Right, and then she came into my safe space.
The wind is moving this way.
Right there, my safe space. And I know liberals don't like that shit when conservatives make fun of that shit. But that's the truth. You live in a world, if you live in a world where in Minneapolis you have 1 in 104 chances of being a victim of crime. You live in a world where carjackings were up in Minneapolis 537%. You live in a world where Joe Biden fails horribly when pulling out of Afghanistan, which all of us are okay with pulling out, but he fails to the point that he leaves Americans behind and he leaves billions of dollars in equipment for the Taliban to play with. See, we live in a world that safe spaces don't fucking exist outside of the comfort of your own home. And then even then with the gun violence we have going on now, you got people that gotta lay on the floor and shit. So for someone to try to preach safe space, I'm not talking John Doyle, I'm talking the liberals. For you assholes that try to preach that, you extra, you reaching, you trying, but you're wrong. If you want a safe space, go home, get you a Bubba, get you a Banky, turn on your favorite cartoon, and get you a nap. And then when you get up, you call your mama and tell her you're too fucking afraid to put your big boy pants on and do the damn thing. And the thing is life.
Oh, you're right. The wind is moving that way. That's facts.
No, it's little babies. Come shit it in.
And it's right here. You look at the captions, used from the Chop Chaz, Capitol Hill, Autonomous Zone. Let's look at that real quick.
Farted in their cargo shorts.
Shit in the farm.
Cops shooting
little
in their cargo
babies.
shorts. Watch this. And this is the best part. This is the best part. I think is the funniest. And Antifa's trying to yell, right? Trying to yell, get mad, hyped up. And the police play their shit so loud that they can't yell. But then this is another thing that I want to point out real quick. How is Antifa not a group, but only an ideology when this many people show up? Yeah, let that shit sink in real quick. Fuck you mean? As if y'all don't get together. You got Antifa underlined on his shirt. To say that is such a ballsy thing. And that's why I started with Homeboy and ended the way I did. And like I said before, if you fuck with my content, then you already know I do not fuck with Antifa. I'm never gonna fuck with Antifa. And I'm always gonna clown on them. I'm gonna roast them. I'm gonna talk as much shit as I want. Because not one of them gonna do a goddamn thing. Proving that. I was talking my shit during the George Floyd riots and not another motherfucker wanting these hands. Not that I'm trying to give them to nobody. But in their case, when you go to have an opposite opinion, you go to have an opposite belief, they want to oppress that shit. They want you to shut the fuck up, go home, and never speak again. And that's not the way the shit works. And that's why the Proud Boys grew the way they motherfucking did. That's why the Proud Boys expanded the way they motherfucking did. And you can designate them whatever the fuck you want. They don't give a shit. Unlike Antifa members who can't handle the label. Again, when you think about alphas and betas, if you can't handle the label of what your ideology has been granted, given, whatever, I think they earned it. I think all the shit y'all burnt down definitely earned you the label terrorist organization. But if you can't accept it, if you can't ride with it, you a beta. You a bitch. Sorry. Because the Proud Boys ain't got a problem with it. They might not like it, but they not out here crying about it. They still doing what they want to do. And that all being said, man, that's why I was like, man, I hadn't talked about Antifa in a minute. Kind of want to see what they've been up to. You know, you definitely get different stories here and there. But we'll see, you know, now that there's not an election going on at the moment, they ain't really got, you know, now that Trump's out, they really ain't got a reason to piss on everything anymore. I mean, I'm sure they can find one. But anyways, that all being said, man, I hope y'all been staying blazed. Hope y'all been staying blessed. Hope y'all been staying safe. Hope everybody that got kids been having their kids go back to school. Hope y'all been having fun with that. You already know what it is. Kids need to school. Hopefully at your school, you know, don't make them wear masks and shit. And if they do, hopefully you're okay with it because you want your kid to, you know, at least make friends. I don't know what it is. Everybody got different opinions on it. I just hope that you and your kids is happy with the school and shit that you're able to pull off or whatever they go. You know what I mean? That's why I always say I hope y'all stay blessed. That being said, keep on smoking, keep on trucking. Peace.